These are the most evil characters of all time. From murder to the indescribable, their crimes get more psychotic. But ever wonder how long they'd actually rot in prison if they faced a real judge? Well, I spent the last week analyzing their crimes. And these guys would get anywhere from life to the death penalty faster than you can say,
"That's a bingo."
I'm breaking down their psyche along with their crimes, from minor offenses to sins so psychotic you might be the last to watch this video before it gets taken down. By the way, shout out to these channels for inspiring this video. SS Colonel Hans Landa, also known as the Jew Hunter, is a Nazi detective for the Third Reich. His job is to find Jewish families hiding in occupied France and send them to concentration camps. Like a lot of the evil characters in this video, the scariest part is he's incredibly intelligent. He speaks French, German, English, Italian, and the way he uses his IQ and charm to do his job just makes him that much more evil. He sees human beings as nothing more than rats to be hunted and killed, and he enjoys the game. He takes pride in his sick crimes, including massacring a family. Landa arrives at a French farmhouse. Landa greets the farmer, polite, charming, all smiles. They sit, share milk, chat in French about the farmer's daughters. Harmless small talk. Then Landa suggests switching to English, claims his French is exhausted, but it's a lie. He switches so the Jewish family hiding beneath the floorboards can't understand. He explains his job. He's a detective, a hunter. Jews, he says, are like rats. Not an insult, just nature. Rats hide, he finds them. He's known the family's there all along, just toying with the farmer, watching him crumble. Finally, La Patite breaks and points to the floor. Landa's men fire. The Dreyfus family is massacred. In modern France, for murdering an entire family, Landa would get life in prison, no parole, which is the harshest punishment in France, which unlike the US, doesn't have multiple lifetimes. He just gets no chance of release. For the sake of counting, assume there were multiple lifetimes. It'd be about 150 years. Oh, and if you thought Landa wasn't pure evil, when one of his targets escapes, Landa watches, and even though he could easily shoot her, he doesn't.
Au revoir, Shoshana!
But it's not mercy, it's a game. He wants her to live in fear, knowing he could find her anytime. That's how psychotic he is. When a bunch of Nazis get killed in a bar, Landa suspects Bridget von Hammersmark is a British spy. When he confronts her, he's eerily calm and polite until he confirms his suspicion and brutally strangles her to death, which would land him 25 years in the slammer, with this image seared in his brain. Now, Landa didn't just hunt families. He coordinated their deportation to concentration camps. He enabled mass murder on an industrial scale. And as much as we don't see this in the movie, he would be charged with war crimes, crimes against humanity, conspiracy to commit genocide, assuming multiple lifetimes. This could easily be in the tens of thousands. But at a minimum, he's in for 300 years. By the end of the war, Landa cuts a deal with the Allies. He betrays Hitler, gives up Nazi positions, and helps end the war. Not to be righteous, but for his own selfish reason.
I would like the United States of America to purchase property for me on Nantucket Islands.
Now, betraying Nazis isn't evil in my book, but let's look at how they would have sentenced them. Treason in the Third Reich meant death, usually by hanging or firing squad. Landa's total sentence? His charm and polite conversation won't do him any good behind bars. But there's one man who doesn't hide behind anything. Anton Chigurh, who's kind of the opposite of Landa. No charm, just cold, mechanical death. He carries a silenced shotgun and a captive bolt pistol, the kind they use to kill cattle. He's tracking a guy named Llewellyn Moss across Texas for a briefcase full of drug money. Chigurh doesn't seem human, like a machine. He doesn't kill out of anger or pleasure. There's no remorse or hesitation. He's not evil in the traditional sense. He's something worse. He's a different. Chigurh walks into a gas station, buys cashews. The clerk makes small talk. Chigurh doesn't like it, so he pulls out a coin and says,
Call it.
The clerk's confused. What he doesn't know, or maybe on some level he does, is that if he calls it wrong, it could mean his life. Now technically, Chigurh doesn't outwardly threaten the guy's life, but the man can feel it. He knows something is very off. Chigurh is talking about the man's life, and when the guy asks what he stands to win,
You stand to win everything, call it.
the clerk calls it. He guesses right. he lives. Now, no one died here, but in Texas, threatening someone's life, even implicitly, is assault by threat. He'd get 1 year, and unlike the clerk, this next guy isn't so lucky. When Chigga gets arrested, the deputy makes a life-ending mistake, turning his back to him to make a call. After slipping the cuffs under his legs, he strangles him to death with his own handcuffs. And if you were wondering if the level of psychopath was going to intensify, just look at his face. In Texas, he'd be charged for capital murder, the most serious murder charge, which is first-degree murder plus special circumstances. So for this, Chigga would get the death penalty or life in prison, no parole. Assuming the character's age is the actor's age when the movie was filmed, and we subtract that from the average age of death for males in the US, then we can guess 39 years in the slammer. Plus, he's probably going to have to redo the floor of the police station. Now, after Chigga escapes the station, he also steals a cop car, which is not the best getaway car, and so he pulls this innocent car over. And you can guess this guy's fate. After murdering him, he steals his car, which in Texas is 2 to 10 years. Don't forget the other vehicle he stole, and the fact that he escaped custody. And of course, the murder charge, which in Texas can be punishable by death, since it includes an aggravating factor. After getting shot during a gunfight, Chigga needs medical supplies to treat his wounds. But he can't just go to a hospital or buy medical supplies. Obviously, that would draw too much attention. So he needs a diversion so he can steal them. Because there were people nearby, the explosion could have killed them. This makes the sentence much worse due to reckless endangerment, so that's 2 years, but up to 20. Throughout the film, Anton also killed 5 Mexican gang members, a drug lord, a hotel clerk, a driver, Carson Wells, and Carla Jean Moss. Another 10 murders, assuming 39 years each. That's 390 years. But let's not forget the illegal weapons charges. Silenced shotgun, modified weapons, captive bolt pistol used as a weapon. That's another 20 years. And the total minimum tally is so close to cracking 500. Oh, wait, almost forgot all the breaking and entering. That's another 5 years. Now, since this is Texas, he'd for sure get the death penalty, unlike in New York, where our next character is. Except Patrick Bateman's crimes are so sick and twisted, the state might have to bring the death penalty back just for him. On paper, the 26-year-old is perfect. VP at a fancy firm, 6-figure salary, designer suits. He even works out and maintains an elaborate daily skincare routine and knows exactly how to act in every social situation. But the thing about Patrick Bateman is there's nothing inside. He's obsessed with status and studies how normal people behave because he doesn't actually feel any empathy, remorse, or real connection to anyone. As he puts it, he's a void, an empty shell wearing an expensive suit. And that emptiness, he fills it with violence. When Bateman sees a homeless man in an alley begging for some help, he's disgusted by the man's shitty existence, so he stabs him repeatedly, and then does something that's hard for me to even describe. He hurts the man's dog. Somehow the idea of him murdering a human is less cringy than stomping a dog. Comment below if you think I'm nuts, or maybe I like dogs too much. Anyway, in New York, depending on the county, he'd get anywhere from $1,000 fine up to 1 year in jail for abusing little Rover. The murder is likely second-degree murder, meaning you intentionally kill someone, but unlike first-degree murder, it's not pre-planned. I mean, maybe he was planning it, but it seemed pretty out of nowhere to me. He's going to get 25 for that. By the way, I've always had confusion around first, second, third degree. So in case you're curious, here's the difference. Anyway, Patrick's next victim was definitely pre-planned. Paul Allen is a co-worker. He has a better business card than Bateman, better reservations, better apartment. Bateman invites him over for drinks and kills him with an axe to the face. That's first degree, and he's going to get 25 to life for that. So this is where it gets dark. Bateman's apartment becomes a literal crime scene. An unnamed model, decapitated, her head casually stored in his fridge. 2 more women, their bodies stuffed in his closet. Another victim's body left in plain sight. Elizabeth, stabbed to death off screen. Each one of these is premeditated, first-degree murder. In New York, that's 25 years to life per victim, with at least 5 confirmed kills in his apartment. That's already at least 125 years. And not to mention, it's kind of illegal to stash body parts in your fridge, like leftover turkey. Sorry if anybody's eating lunch while watching this. Christy, an escort who'd been to his apartment before, realizes something's very wrong and tries to escape. Bateman chases her down the stairwell, completely naked, wielding a running chainsaw. But instead of trying to catch up to her, the level of brutality here would guarantee
fatality.
aggravated factors in sentencing. Eventually, Bateman completely loses it in public. He goes on a shooting spree through the streets of Manhattan, and the kill count's about to go up. A lot. An old lady shot in the chest at point-blank range. A police officer, 2 bullets to the chest. A receptionist shot through the head. A janitor gunned down without hesitation. Then, 3 more police officers arrive in their patrol car. Bateman blows up the entire vehicle, killing all 3 in the explosion. Now we're talking about cop killings, which in New York carries the absolute harshest penalties. Using our same calculator from before, that's 50 years times 4. Murdering 3 innocent people, 25 years to life each. Use of explosives with the intent of causing death, that's 25 years. Also reckless endangerment, which is 5 to 15. And oh, I almost forgot. I doubt Patrick Bateman got his weapons legally. That's 15 years. The sentences have been up there already, but let's see if he can top them. Now here's where it gets twisted. The entire ending of American Psycho leaves us questioning whether any of this actually happened. When Bateman returns to Paul Allen's apartment, where he brutally murdered him and stored multiple bodies, it's spotless, pristine. The realtor acts like nothing ever happened there. When he confesses to the murders, his lawyer doesn't believe him. Did Patrick Bateman actually commit these murders? Or is he so desperate to feel something, anything, that he imagined it all? Maybe the real horror isn't that he's a serial killer who got away with it. Maybe it's that he's so empty that even his darkest fantasies can't make him real. In that case, his sentence wouldn't be 526 years. It would be a lifetime trapped inside his own head, forever unnoticed and truly psychotic. What all these villains have in common? There's an issue with their mind, and the scary part is based on real life. For years, I've been a student of how people's minds work. What makes us as humans f***ed up, from total psychosis to just everyday mistakes. So subscribe if that's interesting to you. And if you want to see a part 2 of this video, then make sure to give it a like and comment which evil characters you want to see. Until then, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.